Hello everyone, this is Erik, the Asian movie enthusiast, and this is my review of Barking Dogs Never Bite, a Korean genre bender from 2000 that was directed by Bong Joon-ho and stars Lee Sung-jae and Bae Du-na. Now our lead character is a man named Yeon-ju, played by Lee Sung-jae, an unemployed academic who lives in a large apartment complex with his pregnant wife. Now Yeon-ju is struggling to become a university professor and grappling with his strained marriage at the same time. Now, on top of that, there's a really annoying dog in his apartment complex that won't shut up. So it's constantly yelping over and over again, and he's starting to get fed up with this whole situation. So one day, he identifies the dog and takes some extreme measures. Now, our female lead is Hyun-nam, a lazy bookkeeper played by Bae Du-na. And one day, a little girl comes to her with some flyers of a missing dog. And things go from there. That's all. I'll leave it at that. Now, the male protagonist's wife in this film, very early on and throughout, just bosses him around like he's nothing. You know, at the beginning of the film, you're like, I don't know, is this guy's marriage really that bad? Maybe he's just being unreasonable. But no, his wife is just completely insufferable. So all it does is kind of add to the frustration. You feel this guy's frustration. And his work life doesn't seem all that fulfilling either. So it just, again, it adds to the frustration of the situation. And he takes some extreme measures against these dogs in the apartment complex. Now, the most outstanding positive of this film is how this director blends different genres together seamlessly in this film. From drama to comedy to suspense. I mean, it's a really well-crafted film. Now, most people who watch this movie will have no idea where the story is going until it actually gets there, which kind of sets the stage for some surprising scenes. There are multiple moments involving characters who tell a story to another character, and it feels like a horror movie. The way some of these stories are told is kind of creepy. And on top of that, as a viewer, you're wondering, if some of these scenes are like related directly to the main story or not, or if they'll ever have a major impact on this main story, and you're not sure. But the character interaction is so engaging, it almost doesn't matter if it comes together or not. But it kind of does. Now, this movie plays around with its subplots a lot. It bounces around, and there are a number of interesting, creative, and funny moments that make this a must-watch, in my opinion. I mean, this is Bong Joon-ho's greatest strength as a director, this blending of genres and playing with subplots, and it makes his movies distinctive and different from a lot of other directors out there. It's one of the things that, you're watching a film from this guy if this is one of the elements in it. It's an element in Memories of Murder, The Host, you know what I mean? Even Parasite. So yeah, that's a big pause. And the first time I saw this movie, I knew this guy was a legit director. Now, the comedy element in this is very prevalent. There are some really funny scenes. Some of my favorites are the dog napping scene. That's really funny, the way that plays out. There's a chase scene that's really fun. A doggy rescue attempt that also has a pretty fun moment in it. Now, dog lovers in real life will be on the edge of their seat throughout this film because a variety of cute little doggies are put in moments of danger by some of these characters. So it's pretty engaging and even a little bit suspenseful. But the filmmakers say at the beginning of the film that no dogs were actually harmed in the making of it. So if we believe them, that's all fine and dandy. But there are some moderately intense moments involving the little puppies, the characters that they're playing throughout the film. So I think it makes it really entertaining. But, I know some people don't like to see doggies in peril, in movies. Like, John Wick, for example. People get really upset what happens to the dog in that one. But, yeah, just a fair warning. Now, I do think that the social commentary and intricacies in this movie are probably a little bit harder to appreciate from a Western perspective when you compare it to something like Parasite, which was a little bit more of an obvious message. There's definitely some commentary here that criticizes the people in power as well as the everyday citizen who does not do their part to improve things in society. There are some very specific moments in the film where you can see the critique, but I would really love to hear like a feature-length commentary, featurette, by the director or a really informed critic, because I feel like there's a lot of intricacy to this film that would take multiple viewings to really kind of get. So I think this movie is more, I guess I would say, subtle in how it's laying down its criticisms. And I would actually say this movie, it's probably like in my top 3 or 4 from this director. You know, you get Memories of Murder, The Host. This movie might be number 3 for me, man. 3 or 4. It's battling with Mother for 3 or 4. And then Parasite would be after that. So, for some reason, I don't know what it is. A lot of people don't seem to think that this is one of this director's best films. So I'm kind of in the minority on that. But I do strongly recommend it. If you haven't seen it, you should definitely check it out and decide for yourself. Yeah, so I strongly recommend this. It's available streaming on Crackle.com for free. And it's also available on physical media. And as always, we will see you next time.